everyone, Wes here, and today we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077. So I'm a huge fan of this game, and I cannot wait. I've been watching this game for a long time, and I think it's about time to actually start covering it on my channel. So in this video, we're going to talk about everything there is to know about Cyberpunk 2077, or as they're calling it, the role-playing game of the dark future. I'm going to go over the setting, the classes, the maps, the characters that we know of, and everything else that there is to know about Cyberpunk 2077. I will have a detailed list of source material in the description. I got a lot of it from the press website for CD Projekt Red, so if you're interested in that, definitely go sign up. I strongly recommend it, especially if you want awesome screenshots. So the biggest thing that people want to know, for those of you who have not played the pen and paper RPG, is what is this game about? In the year 2077, America is in pieces. Megacorps controls life in all of its aspects, from the top floors of their sky-high fortresses. Down below, drug-pushing gangs, dirty tech hustlers, and slingers of illicit brandises run the streets. The world in between is where decadence, sex, and pop culture mix with violent crime, extreme poverty, and the unattainable promise of the American dream. In a world where you have no future, what matters is that you control who you are to survive and protect your independence. You modify your body with advanced cyberware and take jobs others would never dare. You choose to live free, bound by no systems or controls. The only rules you obey are your own because you're a cyberpunk. In 2077, you play as V, a hired gun on the rise, and you just got your first serious contract in a world of cyber-enhanced street warriors, tech-savvy netrunners, and corporate life hackers. Today, you take your first step towards becoming an urban legend. Become a street mercenary of the future. Create a hero able to survive in America's most dangerous megacity. Your name is V, and you can be anyone you want to be. Cyberpunk 2077 will feature full character customization with gender, appearance, and personal background, all affecting the shape of your game. As you progress, you'll develop skills in urban warfare and network hacking, as well as modify your body with cyberware like infrared eyes or neural reflex boosters. This game will feature a fluid class system. Become a netrunner, techie, or solo, or a mix of all three. Cyberpunk 2077 doesn't impose any player roles and allows for crafting and the free mixing of abilities across all available classes. See Night City through your eyes. Cyberpunk 2077 brings first-person perspective back to the role-playing genre. Deep narrative immersion is a key design priority, and you'll experience the story of the game's protagonists entirely through their eyes. Interactive dialogue control. You're a participant and agent, not an observer. Cyberpunk 2077 features an interactive dialogue system that gives the players maximum control during conversations. Comment on an uncooperative character's tattoos to please them, or end a conversation early with a well-placed bullet. The choice is always yours. Game noir. With its mature approach to storytelling, Cyberpunk 2077 adopts elements of noir cinema and inserts them into the future of video games, without a clear definition of what's good or evil. In Cyberpunk 2077, you'll make hard choices to define yourself in a city that wants to bring you to your knees. Enter the most decadent megacity. Night City is a playground for dreamers, an urban jungle that offers luxury, access, or a bullet to the brain if you mess with the corporations. Go anywhere, do anything. Cyberpunk 2077 is a fully open world, which means Night City is yours for the taking, if you're prepared. With 6 distinct districts to explore, hundreds of buildings and thousands of rooms to enter, and dozens of miles of roads to hit, there are always places to be and things to do. You're worth what you have. The world of Cyberpunk is all about your gear. Wear designer clothes, buy or steal cars, and acquire black market military tech to help you during your missions. Then use your blood money to invest in properties all around the city. Jack in, run the net. Night City is fully connected and offers countless cyberspace access terminals. As you explore the net, you'll always discover layers of hidden systems, firewalls, and security programs developed to fry your brain. During missions, you'll clash with the hostile netrunners defending corporate mega buildings, both in cyberspace and in the real world. to uncover its dirtiest secrets. Story-driven and action-packed Cyberpunk 2077 cinematic plot was written to provide a rich and robust single-player experience, offering dozens of hours of main arc quests and lots of additional activities like side quests and street stories. The game is a good fit for both hardcore completionists and gamers who like to focus on instant action, featuring CD Projekt Red's trademark storytelling system driven by choice and consequence. In Cyberpunk 2077, players navigate the streets of Night City along strongly contrasting paths to arrive at one of a range of story outcomes. So that's the full description of Cyberpunk 2077. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, some of the things that we already discussed previously, but we're going to go in depth a little bit more. So first of all, the game is going to be first-person perspective RPG with third-person perspective cutscenes. A lot of people on Twitter were saying that this game is going to be a first-person shooter, and that is completely incorrect. According to Cyberpunk, this game is a first-person perspective RPG with third-person cutscenes. Now, the reason it was done in first-person perspective was to make it feel a lot more personal. And let's be honest, guys, if you're in a big city like Night City, and you look up in first person at the skyscrapers above, it's gonna look like these towers are gonna look massive, guys. These skyscrapers are gonna look gigantic. It's very difficult to put the scale in perspective in a third person camera. The buildings in the environment just won't look as big as it would in first person. So I'm glad that it is gonna be a first person RPG. I personally haven't seen how the game looks, so I don't really know why people are freaking out over the fact that it is in first-person perspective when nobody has even seen gameplay footage. So Cyberpunk is an RPG with shooting elements, not a shooter with RPG elements. So that's the thing that people are kind of getting twisted. They think just because it's in first-person mode, it's going to be a first-person shooter, when in reality, there's going to be tons of melee weapons, and I'm sure we're going to get a range of assault weapons as well as SMGs and handguns. Now, this game is going to feature multiple different progression systems, skills, perk trees, and a bunch of stuff like that. V is the protagonist, and he is an urban mercenary and hired gun. There's going to be a full character creation screen that features gender, looks, life path, and backstory. Now, you do not actually pick classes in this game. The class system is fluid based on choices. Now, this game is a dystopian cyberpunk future, and it is showing sunlight on purpose. It has full day and night cycle algorithms, and it has noir themes that bleed through environment and aesthetic. The people freaking out that this game kind of looked like GTA 5 are crazy people, and they probably didn't play The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be on the Red Engine that features a day and night cycle in the weather pattern algorithm. It is all going to be in the game. If you've ever played The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt, you know that sometimes it looks bright and sunny, and other times it looks dark, gritty, and a lot of freaking rain. So for those of you who played the Cyberpunk 2020 pen and paper RPG, there will be characters and lore that will appear in Cyberpunk 2077, as this game is an adaptation of the Cyberpunk universe that is on the pen and paper RPG. The main focus classes are Netrunner, Techie, and Solo. And the good thing is you can actually combine classes, so you're not going to be restricted to one specific class. It's all about the choice to create your person however you want it. The classes are actually represented by characters throughout the game as well. So the story and quest system in this game is going to be systems that are representative of The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt, and it is going to be implemented similarly into Cyberpunk 2077. Now, choice and consequences are huge in this game, and it's emphasized that this game is an RPG first and foremost. Story is personalized by the player choice as well. Now, the combat in this game is going to be ranged combat and melee combat, and the developers said that they learned from their mistakes in Witcher 3, although I didn't think the combat in Witcher 3 was all that bad. I thought it was actually pretty good. But this will also feature the first-person mode melee combat. As a massive fan of Elder Scrolls and the Fallout series, I'm really hoping that CD Projekt Red improves on the first-person melee combat, as the systems in Skyrim and Fallout 4 are kind of just like spam, like hack and slash. Now, the weapons in this game have three branches. The first one being power weapons, heavy hitting and stagger, tech weapons, penetrating through cover, smart weapons, tracking, and following. Now, this game will have vehicles, and they said that there's going to be motorcycles, cars, and they hinted at flying cars, but I'd personally like a flying motorcycle. That'd be cool. But let's be honest, guys, this is Cyberpunk. There is going to be flying cars that you will be able to mount. I almost guarantee it. Also, if there's not a motorcycle or a moped that I whistle to and it comes to me, I'm refunding this game on Steam because gosh dang it, I miss Roach. So the main character V is a fully voiced character. That means there's going to be both options, male and female, both with different voice actors. Although, why can't I use a guy voice as a girl voice and the other way around? It's 2018, CD Projekt Red. Get with the times. Now, V's personality is shaped by the player. The backstory and interactions shape V's personality. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 is not going to be some happy-go-lucky game. It's going to be a dark dystopia in the same vein as The Witcher 3 being a dark fantasy. Now, as for where this is located, it is in Night City in between San Francisco and Los Angeles. Now, obviously, this is a fictional city, and it is inspired by both cities. It's also important to note that everything in this game has purpose. World design was a huge focus in setting the tone. Night City will have 6 unique districts. Each area has its own feel on top of the base noir feel. Exploration is encouraged in this game. Now, the developer stated that Witcher 3 was horizontally huge, Cyberpunk is vertically huge. That's one of the reasons why this game is going to be in first person. A game that's vertically huge is going to look even bigger in a first person perspective, like I said before. You can enter in buildings. Mega buildings exist, as well as multiple floors and multiple areas to explore within a single building. There's going to be no level scaling, 2 forms of XP, core XP, main missions, and street cred, and side missions have higher street cred that opens new exclusive vendors and fixers, aka new jobs. Now, I'm going to be working on another video that talks about the actual map and some of the locations that are going to be in this game, but we have some more information about some of the characters that we're going to see, and from the demo that was from behind closed doors, we have a little bit of information about some of the characters that were featured in this behind closed doors demo. So the first character is Jackie Wells, a gun for hire. Jackie is a highly skilled assassin in the Wild West setting. He'd surely be a gunslinger or a bounty hunter. 2077 has him as a cyberpunk just outside the big league, and he really wants to get into the game. And then we have Dexter Deshawn. Fixers like Dexter juggle illegal contracts, burglaries, assassinations, kidnappings, trafficking, you name it. They do it for a price, of course. There are links between clients and mercenaries. In Night City, fixers aren't far in between, but Dexter is exceptional. He's a top-level player with a wide net of contracts and the best mercenaries on demand. And then we have Royce. Night City is the city of a mega corporations, but street gangs also have their share of power. The Watson district has a particular problem with a gang known as the Maelstrom. Royce is their boss. He raids corporate transport and sells stolen tech on the streets. He's cold, calculating, and distrustful. People see him as a psycho, but it might just be a facade to instill fear in others. Dr. Victor. When technology became advanced, cyberware became common. This is why people in Night City need Ripper Docs. Ripper Docs are medical technicians, half doctors, half engineers. They can patch you up in no time, stitching your gut after it has been slashed open and tending to bullet wounds. And if your tech is broken, they can either fix it or install new illegal wares. Victor is a master of both, the scalpel and the screwdriver. Having been a ringside physician for years, he sure has enough experience. And the last character that we know about is Meredith Stout, the military tech agent. Corporate executives are the new aristocracy of this new world. They watch the city from above, sitting in their plush chairs at the tops of skyscrapers in the corporate district. Meredith is an egomaniac who will stop at nothing to reach her goals, and she's highly successful. She lives and breathes corporate. She despises the common folk and spits all over people from the lower classes. But yeah, guys, thanks all for watching this video. I've got a lot more content planned for Cyberpunk 2077. If you guys enjoyed this video just a little bit, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys later.